Oh mate, I just nailed it.
You're the man, bro. You are the man. You do what you want to do. You know the one's there.
Coronavirus. This shit's serious.
Stand Out Podcast. We're back again. Me and the boys back in town. We're deep off in the mains this time, as you can see. Different setup and all that. Looking all lovely. Back next to me got Right Hand Man. Actually, no, Right Hand Man's missing today. Shout out to Ozzy. We got Chip next to me. He's out here, hair looking longer than ever. Elbow the Real Northerner back again. And we're joined by a special guest. Special guest Goods. He's here today. Man like what? Extinction Rebellion King. He's here.
Nah.
Is it Extinction? Extinction
No way.
Extinction
Oh
Rebellion.
my God. Man said Extinction Rebellion.
Extinction Rebellion King.
That's how I know straight away this guy needs education.
Shout out the Bricklayers Arms, best pub in Shoreditch. If you're looking for a real pub experience, real place to drink, real English, proper pub.
Where is it? Charlotte Street?
This is where you should come. Charlotte Street in the sunny Shoreditch, hipster central, hipster capital. Come here, real people, real pub, real drinks.
Bro, that's a great sale still. I'm not lying.
This is just bait.
But on the real, let's go now. Let's run this. Let's go. So like, as I said, we're here to talk about COVID and coronavirus. We're here with Goods, that's our guest today, who has some very strong opinions on what is going on right now in our world. So, first off, my first question to you, is coronavirus real?
That's your question.
That's my first question.
Wow.
Is it real?
In my opinion.
In your humble
humble opinion, no.
What, the entire thing's fake?
So you're saying the entire illness is fake?
So like, it's a strong statement, isn't it? Man sounds mad, but like, if you look at how you, straight away, the first thing I'm gonna say is you look at how you identify a virus in it, yeah?
Right.
As it's been done since 1984, you have to purify a virus and you have to isolate it in popular culture to see that thing as a virus grows in it. That hasn't ever been done.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one thing man has to say in it is like, obviously man's not a doctor, I'm not a scientist.
Right.
Man's never really been into science, man got an E in science, bro. You know what I mean? Kind of thing, like, I'm not
Everything today is opinions, isn't it? It's just what we feel, what we believe.
That's why I got to start.
I was just going to say, because even shit we read, it's not, there's so much fake information now.
100%. Even the fact checkers are owned by certain companies, bro. They've got a certain thing, like, they've got a certain agenda.
Yeah.
That's funny enough, ironic, that's fact. You get me? You can go and find that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion, bro. It's mad, isn't it?
What led you to think that? Are you naturally quite skeptical about the government?
100%, yeah. Always has been, innit?
Yeah.
Like, if you know me, innit, you would know that, I don't know how to put it, innit? I wouldn't say man's a rebel, innit? I just see things differently, innit?
100.
You know what I mean? Even if I'm stoned, you know what I'm saying? So I'm acting a certain way, if man's stressed out, like, you man know me from uni, like, didn't you know what I mean? That was the years really, like, say us three, Harry, blah, 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 even Sebi, that's how you know, man, innit? But yeah, I've always been like quite skeptical, you know what I'm saying? For me, bro, there's loads of things that just don't make sense, and then that's why I started reading into it, started reading into the science, you know what I mean? Starting to learn about studies.
Educating yourself.
I started to learn about medical studies, how long they take to really put together, say, like, a piece of information that you should give out, you know what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, there's no medical study to say that masks are proven to work to block a virus. If you look at the size of particles of the virus, again, scientifically, they say, it's like putting a metal fence up for sheep to keep out mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Like, that's a few scientists have come out and said that. I could go on for time. I can.
And then you think it's difficult for people because there's scientists and people with doctor in front of their name saying that, and there's scientists and people with doctor saying the complete opposite. So as people, it's fucking bare difficult.
It's bare difficult. Like 100%, bro. Like even I can, but like convos with my mum, my dad, like certain people almost need to believe it because of like my mum. She hasn't come out and said that. You know what I mean? Like my mum. Blah, 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 but for her work, she can't say certain things because of her work, you know what I mean? Even if she does have an opinion, I'm not saying she does or whatever. Man, I disagree with like my parents on it, you know what I mean? Like, but for me, it's like, again, and that's what I'm saying on the Insta thing, bro, it all comes from love, bro, because it's not like I'm trying to be out here and be like, I'm right. Oh, I'm gonna be right. You guys are wrong. Like
just-
really, all three of you two here, man says it out of love. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I truly believe.
You've been very vocal.
No, and what it is that you're not telling people. You're like, you've got your information, but here's the other side. Still make your mind up.
Yeah,
Do you
100%.
feel? If you feel the way a mask is
100%.
best, but yeah, at least have both sides.
For me to feel how I feel in it, yeah, and for people to almost accept that, I have to accept how you feel in it. That's only right in it. That's like treating how you should be treated in it. Man sits here and gives my opinions, like, you know, good, whatever, you respect the opinion, a man will listen to it. I have to listen to yours.
Yeah.
That's just respect between friends or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And it's good. It's a conversation.
Yeah, and that's how it should be treated. You know what I mean?
We are
we're being
in a
shut
world
down,
now
fam.
that people aren't taking your opinions. Would you
Yeah,
say?
but like, again, they don't. Man's not doing it.
But
They don't have
all
to, innit?
people are getting absolutely destroyed for their opinions.
People are getting absolutely destroyed. People are getting the medical licenses taken off them. Like, my mum's from Northern Ireland, innit? So she was a GP for 30 years, innit? Yeah. And she came out and said certain things. Now she's basically getting her medical license revoked. Main thing she was saying, general public won't know this because why do you need to know this? It's not in the news. But like, main thing she was saying anyway was like, bro, 30 years of my medical career, I've never seen any changes to how the process of a death certificate. So straight away, before COVID came out, GPs were getting hollered at, all doctors were getting told from above, you get me? Don't get twisted, because you're a doctor, get me? You're top done, blah, 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 but you still have to answer to someone, bro. You know what I mean? If that's the top of the NHS, who's obviously, the NHS kind of they get all their guidance from the WHO.
Even prime ministers have to answer
From the
to
WHO,
someone.
so it's like, yeah, of course they do. But the WHO, the World Health Organization, they're like, all of the countries, they are essentially, I won't say telling them, they're advising them what to do. You know what I mean? And this is where it's all coming from. So it's not, that's what I'm saying, it's not coming from our government, you know what I mean? And this is not a conspiracy, like, this is truth, innit? It's just I've decided to apply critical thinking. I call it critical thinking, innit? I've decided to apply that, like, and this is the, get me? She knows, bro.
Agrees with you.
He knows. Man's at one, you get me?
So you think like the government and that are doing this some sort of control?
Yes, no. So what is the benefits of the government lying about this virus?
Exactly.
What are they getting out of this? What's their plan?
I don't know. Like, I can't sit here and say this is their plan. Like da 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 da. But if you look at how we live our lives anyway, we I wouldn't say we're fully oppressed, but there's certain races. I get to why I do that are oppressed. Definitely, we know that. Let's talk about black people. They're oppressed.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at what's going on in China, Chinese government that are oppressing Uyghur Muslims, like millions of them, bare of them are going into camps. Why? You know what I mean? So if we talk about like, my answer would be oppression, but then we've always kind of been oppressed in like certain cultures
ways,
have anyway.
Ways that we don't even know.
But
so Elbo's from up north, right?
yeah.
Why are they putting stricter laws on towns and places?
Oh, London gets treated differently.
And London's getting all this freedom and everything.
Have you never heard the quote? London isn't a barometer of England.
No, I haven't.
Well, London, the city of London, is a different
nothing like
city
anywhere else in
It's not
to
England.
London anyway.
It's not real England, is it?
It's nothing like anywhere.
Because I'm hearing like someone was telling me pubs in Liverpool. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm hearing if you walk into a pub in Liverpool, they're asking you first question: do you live in the same household? If you don't, they're not letting you sit in there all day.
No, it's serious.
I
I think
That's
people
serious.
outside of, I think people,
That's alright.
in my opinion, people,
don't think it's that serious.
people outside of London
No?
are
No,
more.
they're in lockdown.
But then why? But why
Maybe
is
now
it like
it's
that?
lockdown.
But then
maybe now it's lockdown.
But then why?
I was
But
there a
then
few
why are they
weeks ago.
giving different laws for those places in London?
The first time it happened was the night before Eid in Manchester because everyone goes to Wilmslow Road when it's Eid and it's like a big party and they knew it was going to happen, so they locked it off then. So again, racist, not just
You're like what Goods just said.
racist.
Well, like,
oppression, not just,
I wouldn't even call it racist, innit? Because there's one thing like,
Well, it's oppression, like you said.
it's
control.
oppression. But like back to like Ricky's question, what I don't know what their benefit in it, but in a sense, it's more control, in my opinion. It's more control. It's full on control. You know what I mean? Even like down to the app, man will know, like to the app thing. Like I basically look at China, innit? I look at, and this is so mad to be like, I sound like Trump, bro. Look at China. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know that man there, like, oh, let's look at China. Like, what does this guy know about China? What I know about China, bro, is in certain cities in China, it is full on oppressed, bro. Even like, and we know him, our mate Julio, yeah. I didn't even know this. He told me this. He went China, like, I think it was, fuck knows, maybe 3-4 years ago. When he went China, him and his mate went to buy, because in certain cities, again in China, masks has been normal for time.
Yeah.
Time. If you even look at, again,
It's mad how we used to look
at
at
the
them and be
Chinese
like, "Raw,
government.
that's how
Like
they
the
move."
Chinese government have full on censorship on the internet. They can't have Facebook. They can't.
Oh no, they
have
have their own shit.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah. So if you think about like the information they're allowed to seek is limited. You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to limiting what people are allowed to do, like the control, innit? So China, you got the train tickets. Somehow, when he got to the to put the tickets in, him and his mates mixed it up, innit? The tickets wouldn't work because the facial recognition system clocked that their tickets didn't belong to the person putting it in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mad. None of you man have downloaded this app, have you?
No.
Bun that,
bro. Bun that.
No way.
It's just like when the Oyster card came out. It's just tracking, innit? It's just tracking of everything you do. Yeah. But I feel like we're digressing a little bit. For them to shut down the country like they have, and to lose the money and to go into a recession like we have, I don't see that as a benefit to them in one bit. I don't know how they could plan that. How is that good for them?
100%. That's what my dad says as well, and that's what. Even certain times I still question it, I think like, but really? But then if you take yourself out of, let's say like all we know of how society works and the economy works, to reset it,
right?
How do you reset it? You got to crash it. You got to crash it. And what do we hear all the time? We hear the big reset, the great reset. You got, bro, see them man there? Do you think they care about, ruining us?
Yeah.
Bro, if
they haven't lost a penny.
Bro, they do not care about ruining your lives, bro. They do not care. Because why, if they cared, like you could go through many things, bro. Yeah. But like people are living in fucking poverty. Why do they care? They're taking away before this all happened, they took away the kids. Man pays for kids to go to school. You know them ones there? Because mums can't afford to go to school because the government made those cuts coming out of our fucking budget when it should come out of their treasury. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's like, that's how I know they don't care, bro. If you look at even like, all right, COVID, how amount of people died, or the statistics of COVID, heart disease outweighs that massively. Cancer outweighs that massively. So that, you know what, that point there, that's when I started to think, I was like, well, what, like me anyway, this is my opinion, what am I living in, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what am I living in? If let me strip everything back. Let me take away Chris Goodson, this identity, man. I earn good money. Let me take away my career, all of that. Let me strip this back for a second and just put some critical thinking into it, because I've got my kids. I think about my kids, think about their future. What's man living in, bro? When heart disease, so where's the panic for heart disease?
There's bare shit that's way, you're right. So there's bare shit that's way above it, and then this coronavirus thing has come and it's shut the world down. But then, bro, we've had all these other things. Why have you not tried to attack
people
it?
People are like, oh, heart disease, people are unhealthy. Well, why are they unhealthy? You know what I mean? If you talk about the reality, I guess, we live in, you know what I mean? Why are they unhealthy? Well, look at all the shit we sold. You know what I'm saying? Being sold to us, being advertised to us. Us man all know this because we work in advertising. You know what I'm saying? There's certain gigs that come in. Gigs that come in recently, man looks at it and I'm like, this is trash, bro. Man's just trying to sell some trash. You know what I mean? That has no benefit for people whatsoever. For what? For some consumerism, for man to make money. You know what I mean?
So what do you think about, because I got told by a nurse, and what she said was that if you had COVID and I think we all know this, if you survived or whatever, and then 3 weeks later you walked in the street and got hit by a bus, your death is still going down as a COVID death.
If you got hit by a bus?
Well, yeah, basically.
That's what happened.
And a nurse told me this, so...
That's what happened.
That's true.
When you don't look at the numbers, so they're basing all the new rules, the new lockdowns and everything on numbers.
And cases, yeah.
The numbers are all
what do you not? So
even the numbers,
what
like
are your views on all this
fucked.
number shit?
Well, the numbers are fucked because even now they're saying the numbers are going up. Of course they're going up because it's easy, because you can get tested now. Before you couldn't get tested. Now the normal person can get tested. There's more tests in companies and in schools and stuff.
So listen to this.
So of course the numbers are going to go up.
So my mum just had to go to Ghana last week, right? And you had to have a test to get on the plane, a 48-hour-old test. So she took her test on a Tuesday, her flight was on Friday, paid £170, private test, to get it within 2 days, so then it's viable to get on the plane. They lost her test.
They lost her test.
The laboratory, that's it?
Toilet.
Well corrected though.
The lab.
Let's go to the lab, Dexter.
The lab is in Northern Ireland. So she had me belling up Northern Ireland to check if they got it. And you know who picked up her test to take it? The Royal Mail. Something as important as that. Why is the lab we're like, what were we, one of the top 10 countries in the world?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Why is our lab all the way over there?
It's still part of this country.
No, but it shouldn't be so far.
Why is it travelling over water?
It shouldn't even be out of London, really.
And then why?
that don't make no
why
sense.
is the Royal Mail picking up something as important
as a
deadly disease? Why is the Royal Mail picking up your test for a deadly disease?
I don't know, bro. But it's very good question.
They lost it, and so she had to do another test. And she was on them. She got that test negative, obviously. and that's fine. But she's still what £340 down or whatnot. That's a flight somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And we don't know who to chase up to get the money back. Because Royal Mail are not even though they lost it, the people that are doing the test ain't. So it's like the whole thing is just, the whole setup is a shambles. And I'm reading things that one testing companies is owned by the Prime Minister's mate.
No, but that's like you know Serco vans. Like it's just like, you know, Serco vans who transport prisoners. The more prisoners they are, the more they make money.
So anything's
privatized is just
Serco
money.
Is the
like, imagine needing prisoners. Serco. Imagine needing sick people. Imagine needing prisoners in order to make money. That's a whole wider thing. But my question to you, to get a little deeper, is what would you say to people watching this whose mum, granny, sister have died, or they've been sick themselves, and we're all, well, I say we because I believe it's real, but you're kind of flippantly saying this coronavirus isn't real. What would you?
I believe it's real, but I believe
what would you say to them? Because I feel like we can't just disregard the numbers that we've been told, real or not. But there is real stories out there.
100%. I'll be like, it's hard to be like, what would I say to them? I'm not the guy to be like, what I believe.
No, but I mean, exactly.
But what I would say is essentially like, are these people have pre-existing health conditions? So could it be something else? Because the symptoms are the exact same symptoms, say, as influenza. There's a lot of the symptoms are shared with, like, say, lung disease and stuff like that. You know, I would say, in my opinion, anyway, this is my opinion. Like, you're thinking you're going off 6 months of a new virus and totally, this person's got it, this person's got it, this person's got it. If you're going down to a PCR test, what people are getting diagnosed with, this is what I say to people is a PCR test. Look at Kerry Mullin, I think his name's Kerry Mullin, who's now, funny enough, he's dead, he died in November, but he created the test. So he's the creator of the PCR test that essentially that's the test, you know? He got a Nobel Prize for it. Wow. So my man said, this should not be used for medical diagnostics. So this is again, this is not conspiracy, this is facts. Go out and, like, this is what I say to everyone in it. If your family's had it or whatever, who am I to deny someone to say they haven't got something in it? That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna act like how they act about it. Man, I say certain things. People, like, I won't get let in shops, or I get jobs taken away from me, or certain like, cool.
That's another,
you know what I mean? Like, cool.
Ask,
But like, quick to end my point and that, what I say to them, but do your research, bro. Go and ask the doctors what they really got, because I'll go on to saying about the death certificate. So I've got a friend who works in a bank. I can't say the bank, UK bank, massive, works in the bank. But I've seen probably 36 maybe death certificates with probable COVID-19 on it. So it's not certified that this is why they've died. No. It's called probable. Goes back to what I said about the doctor, the Northern Irish doctor, GP, who said, never seen in my life 30 years of medical work, death certificates being changed. She said, you have a cough, that could be put down as, all right, yeah, he's got COVID. You know what I mean? Or like you said about the motorcycle thing, and they've even come out with wishy-washy articles of like, oh yeah, if you get tested, it's whatever. I think it's 0 to 28 days, whatever happens between that or something.
14.
So like again, like people could die of. My nan had a stroke. My nan eventually died of pneumonia. That's what old people catch in hospital. You know, the ones there. Again, like I hope anyone who is unwell. Obviously, like I hope they recover. I hope they have great health. Man's not here to discredit you or to try and make you feel worse. Like man's just come here to have a convo. But that's what I say to you. Man wishes you good health. I would say do your research, stay healthy. Make sure you eat your fruit and veg. So I mean, you keep your immune system going. If you smoke, don't smoke. You know what I mean? Look after yourself. Question: have you been looking after yourself?
But your basic thing is this scaremongering.
There's a lot of fear mongering.
There's a lot of fear mongering, and you think like we're being.
I think anyone who says there's not fear mongering is I don't know, they're in doubt. Like to anyone, if you believe it or not, everyone knows there's bare fear mongering going on. Look at the news conferences; they look like war conferences, bro. Two little fucking.
You don't.
I don't think it's fear mongering. I think
you don't think so.
I think it's the government trying to pass the blame on constantly, and it's slightly different. I don't think it's. I think they're just trying to pass the blame onto the general public and not how they handled the entire situation.
Everyone was
clueless.
Clueless, yeah, it was clueless.
And scared.
I don't think. What I think as well, they wanted everyone to go to school.
People's attitudes will change forever. People will be scared.
100%.
People will be so anxious to be in public places, to go on the tube, to do this, to do that. Kids are going to be homeschooled now.
But I think that's what that's why the government shut the country down. I don't think it's for any other reason. I think it's because every other country was going to do it, and they would have been looked at as useless.
They didn't want to shut the country down.
That's
I know that they didn't want to.
I don't think they did that to try and get in control. I personally don't think that that's what it was about. I think that everyone would have just held them more accountable if they didn't do that.
Well, and they still are because what they keep saying is that we went into lockdown too late.
Yeah. They still say that. They still say, and I don't know. I just think, and then I do think since then, people at the top have taken advantage of this and made money out of it. Getting contracts from the government which are bullshit, all this track and trace thing, how much has gone into this,
spending ridiculous money on PPC.
I feel like it was. I feel like it wasn't. I feel like it wasn't the direct cause. I think they had to shut down. Then opportunists took the opportunity to make.
There's
I still think they're fucked.
There's way too many questions. There's way too many questions. Way more questions than answers in this.
But I don't think they designed it. I think they just took the opportunity. I
don't think they designed it. I think they got told what to do. Again, what you said, why they got pressured into it by the WHO. The WHO were telling countries to go into lockdown. Look at Italy. It went from China. But again, like this is. If you look at Wuhan, Wuhan has the worst air pollution in China. So Wuhan, where it first started, So if you're looking again, this is quite conspiracy-ish, But man will say it, innit? Because this is entertainment at the end of the day. No one's there. Yeah. So man, so if you're looking to start a fake virus, let's say, you need somewhere with, you really and truly, you need people with like, they went for the lungs. They need people with bad lungs. You know what I'm saying?
Low immune system, bad lungs. Yeah.
So you see in Wuhan, it is the highest pollution.
And everyone was quite old there.
Exactly.
The general.
And where was the second place? Italy, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's bare old in Italy as well.
Bare old, and again, pollution. Yeah, most polluted city in Italy. Like, man's not chatting shit. It's all out there. Go do your research. You know what I mean? That's why it's kind of conspiracy-ish, but it's kind of not. But it's mad because obviously there's a guy. There's a guy. Obviously you heard of him, David Icke. There's bare guys I listen to and I read. But yeah, when he was saying that, he was like, oh yeah, like I was just thinking, I was like, bro, imagine that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's mad, isn't it? Like the city at first started with,
there's also a contagious virus centre that's like for experiments.
Yeah.
Which is also fucking. That's kind
which is owned by the Chinese government.
But now we're not hearing nothing about China's numbers.
No, we had to take a break because the dog was. He wanted something out, innit? As you could hear, he was barking, so we needed to give him some. This is
our set dog Bash. Set dog Bash. He's a good boy.
Anyway,
so where we at? So my question to you is, Goods. Mars. Talk to me.
That's not a question, is it?
About Mars.
Talk to me.
How do you feel about the government and everyone saying we gotta wear masks? You know, like walking in a restaurant, going into a shop, getting on the train, going to school. How do you feel? How do you feel? Because I bet
you all know how I feel, innit? You know what I mean? Especially this guy, Yeah, that's true, the viewers, innit? Yeah. There's no study to show that masks like work. Again, I think I said earlier on that analogy man had of like the mosquito and the fence, blah, blah, blah. Right, because the size of the particles of the virus, they say, it is so small that it will travel through.
But you've taken it to such a level.
No.
Wait, go on.
Right. The same people who hate masks like that.
I wouldn't say hate.
No, but just don't agree that they'll help viruses. Also say that they'll reduce the amount of oxygen in your blood and stuff like this.
Not in your blood, you recycle carbon. So it's not over time. If you wear it for say longer than like a 20-minute period, you're starting to recycle your carbon in it. What you said about that.
But what I'm saying is if
it's open already, how are you doing that?
If the holes in them are so big that
why is it recycling?
No, the size of them.
Why can't oxygen fit?
I don't know. I'm not saying they can't, but
do you know my take on it?
It's proven. That's why doctors don't wear them past. The only time they will wear them is in a procedure, and then they get binned. You know what I'm saying? If you look on most packets of a mask, it says not to wear it longer than 15, 20 minutes. Look at it, bro. It's there. I'm not chatting shit. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. And secondly, if masks do work, then why have cases gone up since we've been wearing masks? Someone please tell me that.
Okay.
If masks do work, why is Boss Man, respect to Boss Man giving me chili sauce salad, bringing me my Turkish, why is he wearing a mask? I ain't got to wear a mask.
Yeah, it's dumb. You're right, there's bare dumbness about it, but the case is going up. What people don't talk about is touch blood. It's true though, innit? When you're on the tube, you touch this, opening the door on an escalator, and then you scratch your eye. Like people forget masks. Like really, no one's coughing in your face. Unless you're on a busy tube in the mornings or in the evenings. Outside of that, really, no one should be that close to you to everything.
You should be wearing gloves then.
I think so actually, but I don't want to, but it's bare dumb. No, but yeah, if that makes sense. No, I don't think so, but I think to touch is almost as dangerous, if not more dangerous, because really, has anyone breathed in your face today? What have we all done? We've all high-fived. We've all high-fived each other. No, I know. Yeah, but outside of a pub, how can you wash your hands if you're not in an office, at home, or in a pub?
That's why people carry hand sanitizer
all the time. My take on masks is that if it saves someone or myself by 1%, that low.
Yeah, no,
I don't mind. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what the madness is?
If it saves him or saves a granny or saves myself for 1%, like that small,
I totally understand.
It's a mine. I'll wear it on the train.
But do you know what the madness is? They've got people driving in their cars on their ones wearing. Wearing.
I've seen people. I've seen people in the gym. I've been seeing people in the gym on the treadmill wearing a mask. Wearing a mask.
My gym now, you've got to wear one on the way in, and then if you're spotting someone, you've got to have one on.
Yeah, same.
You can't spot someone without one.
So I told them to fuck off.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
I said, you man violated my contract, so I'm not paying. But then cancel my thing, and that's what they did. They can't.
But exactly, that's what I mean. But you've taken it like, so obviously me, Rick, Elbow. Actually, I don't know about Elbow, but me and Rick, like you said, if we know that's that 1%, we'll do it. 1%. To get on a train, to get in somewhere, we'll do it. But you, if you go to a shop and they say to you, I'm not letting you in because you ain't wearing a mask, you'll turn away.
Because you believe in what you're saying. You're not just going to put it on.
I know you believe in what you're saying. No, I know you believe in what you're saying, but now
isn't it making your life long? Is that what you're saying?
Masks are basically an essential part of life.
But again, that's
the easy way out.
But it's each individual's perspective of your life's going to become long now. It depends on how you live your life. That's why man started growing vegetables. Like, man's serious, bro. You know what I mean? Man's got vegetables in my garden. Man's looking to get an allotment so I can get more vegetables. Exactly what you said. Man is hit the nail on the head. Bro, my life's long at certain times, bro. I can't go and get certain stuff. I'm with my kids. I've got to go and get them food. Bro, I need to get them food. I need to cook for them. I make sure there's fresh food, all of that. But man's found my way, you know what I'm saying, of doing it the way I believe, bro. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been told what to do since school, fam. And I'm a grown man. I'm nearly 30. I've got 2 kids. My opinion. This is all my opinion. I'm a good dad.
You've definitely got 2 kids.
Yeah.
my opinion, I've got 2 kids,
But I've got to where I've got to. Again, me personally, I've got to where I've got to by doing the way I think, doing what I want to do, not in a childish manner.
No,
but
you're
doing
not
the way
childish.
I think should be done.
I still think I could never be so stubborn to not wear a mask that I'd get an allotment to go wear.
Exactly, bro.
I just got to save you.
What I'm saying
it's
is
not
like,
the whole reason, innit?
I know.
Yeah, it's not 100%.
I understand.
But then again, if you know me, innit, people be like, you know what? Really, when I think about it, I can see Chris Goodson doing that because he can be that stubborn. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying
I'm not
to you
trying to be stubborn. We're like, oh, look at me, look what I'm doing.
Nah, no one's saying you're saying it because you're
my
going with what you're doing.
really on Insta. You know what I mean? Like, that's my little project. You know what I mean? That man's doing. Like, because I'm eventually, everything they chuck at me, like you said, my life gets long. I'll come back in it. I will find an alternative way. For me, I won't put it on Insta. I won't try to boast about it. For me, to make sure I can feed my kids and show them what I believe to be the right way of living life. You know
and what I'm saying to you is, what if your kid's school turn around and be like,
I've already had chats with them, but you
taking them out of school?
Yeah, I'll take my kid out and man will homeschool him, innit? That's the God's honest trufe. I will homeschool him.
You know what? That's just showing how much.
You just said you got an E in science. They're going to be fucking idiots.
I know more now about science than I ever did in school. You know them ones there? Ever, fam. You know what I mean?
You know.
So how is this? Because you've been very, very vocal.
Yeah, very vocal. Yeah.
And quite aggressive with it. Let's say, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not. I think I'm like that, innit? If I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna say it with my.
But you've been attending
how much has this affected your work? Because me and you do the same job.
Yeah.
On set, they're very stringent in their new regulations and rules.
Yeah.
Has this affected your bank? Do you know what I mean? Has this affected your money?
Not my bank, no. So like, man, saved enough money in it, to say.
Well, new money. I mean, work.
New money coming in. So. In like straight honest answer is yes.
Really?
Yeah. So like so from before lockdown, like even before lockdown, man was working at Copa 90 doing some work for them, and then as it's gone into lockdown, still at Copa. Then I was off, I think, for a week. Then I was at lab, bro. I've been up until a month ago. I was working every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've been lucky. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then like I'm a clued up in it. At the end of the day, man's clued up. I know what I say has implications.
100%.
I know that. You know what I mean? So
and you know with what we do, you know brands are watching our Instas and stuff like that anyway.
Bro, I'm telling you, when I was at the last company I was working for, like I'm working this. I'm saying, but I've got work. I'm working this week. I was working last week. 2 days here and there. But like I said, that's what I mean about the money. It's about how you live your life, which it took me a long time to realise. Man, just don't just go and waste money no more. You know what I mean? Like, I just got to be smart about it. Man saved enough money from, like, say, the last 2 years of being self-employed to be semi-comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not living month to month. You know what I mean? And which way I have lived my whole life, which all I've known, which my parents have lived. You know what I'm saying? So man's had to grow out of that. You know what I mean? But back to that, yeah, it has. But I don't know if you man see this as stubbornness or what, but I was outside talking to Seb, cameraman, and Elbow just there, and it's like I don't see myself working in content much longer. Yeah. And you know what as well? It's mad because like,
no, but sorry to cut you, but I don't think even though you just said that, which is new to me, I guess, that you don't see yourself. I don't think that's the reason why you've still been vocal about it. I think that's just you. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
anyway.
100%.
So I think there's two sides to it. I think it's either we're just two type of humans. You can say some people can say, oh, this guy is either stupid or he's bare stubborn. Bite your lip and crack on, bro. You can make as much money as you do. Or people are gonna be like, this brother believes in what he believes in, and nothing else is shaking that. It's so sturdy. Work, school, whatever, and he's just gonna crack on, and people applaud that. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they might. Yeah, exactly. There's two sides of it. Exactly what you said, innit? Like, there's certain, don't get twisted, bro. There's certain days man sits there and I'm like, yo, like, do I need to do this? But it all comes back to, it hasn't been just this. It's kind of mad, bro. Like, man, when man started working out, like properly, man's never really worked out in my life, but properly, I got a PT and all that. Started working out, eating right, like cooking food. Essentially, man was every other day eating takeaways, just living like not looking after myself, my primary, innit? You know what I mean? Because this is all secondary. Like, that's primary in here, fam. You know what I mean? So man, I've never looked after myself. I always smoke. Started looking after that. So, brother, I don't even know how, but man started like looking into spiritual stuff. Man started meditating, bro. You know what I'm saying? So as this corona stuff's going on, man started meditating. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I started reading into essentially like consciousness. So like, this is gonna be mad, yeah, but like, so we 90% of us we're not really that conscious all the time, you know what I mean? We live in thought, we live in like the past, or we live in the future. We're trying to predict things. And like you said, like almost what we're talking about, oh, but if you don't work, Right. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of, and it's not a downfall, man does it as well, you know what I mean? But man's trying to become more present, you know, that one's there, and trying to be like, live in the now. And so this is only because of me, the way I've kind of lived my whole life, I've lived in my head, bro.
So sorry, because I've got a very good point on that. A huge music exec who I used to work with years ago told me about that, and I got bare into that years ago. But I don't know if it's similar to what you was, but it's about training your subconscious rather than your conscious in order to make big decisions in your life. Right. You know, people say your gut feeling is like your only superpower, and it's actually better than your brain because your brain. 100%.
So you're training yourself to listen to that.
Because that's your conscious. And, you know what I'm saying? Trying to talk to you.
Into it. Yeah.
The way I look at it is like when you're born, and no one can deny this, innit? So then just, I don't know, don't or do go and think about it. When you're born, before they give you that birth, or even way before that, but your parents give you that name, and you're told. Like, you're a baby, bro. You don't know you're black. You don't know you're white. Before you're told you're white. You're crying, right? You're crying. Yeah, so that's consciousness, blood. You're already there. So wait, before man comes into that, you're this person, yeah, you're Chris Goodson, you're white. Something's already there.
You're already in the shelf, like.
Something's already there, fam. So that, really and truly, call man crazy, that's not us, blood. You know what I'm saying? Because man was given that. And this is what it comes down to about this whole thing. Like, even there's certain people holding me up, bro, why are you not talking about Black Lives Matter as much as you talk about this? I'm like, bro, really and truly, when I deep it, bro, man's talking about everything, fam. Man's talking about the human race. Get it? Human race. Yeah. Like, we are all one, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's only systems and economies and what we live in that we come into this. So that's why I'm like, fuck Black Lives Matter. Like, in terms of like the movement and all that, bro, because you man can all vouch for it, fam. Look at me when I'm just talking about me, not even defending me when I worked at Unilag. Look at all the talent who I work with. Look at all the music I would use for whatever reason, for whatever, bro. Man's an advocate for black people, for black talent.
Bro,
you can't deny that.
No, but where you grew up,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like, no one can ever question that for me. You know what I mean?
But it's not for you to speak on it anyway. So I don't know why people are saying that.
I'll speak on it. Like, man, I'll speak on it and defend any black person. But when I say it's deeper than that, bro, come back to like. That's something man's been told we are, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to understand. It's hard to understand.
I just think we live in a time where I don't know how people can say to you, why are you not talking up in this? You can talk about whatever you want.
I'll talk about what I want, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that with no negative like kind of mindset. Like
the way I'm looking at you now,
want.
I'm seeing like you now have taken that line of your morals over money and everything.
Bro, I've had more money, like say in the last 2 years than I've ever had in my life. In it, it's not. It's not a major amount of money.
It's not. But yeah, and
that's why
what
man's
I'm
come
seeing
to
now
that,
is
I
the
guess.
last couple months spiritually.
Well, like, I've been looking into say like the facts, and I've been looking into
and now
I've been
you've-
looking into like facts, stats, I've been
and
looking
using
into
that to
people's
better
opinions
yourself.
on both sides. I've been, you know what I'm saying, man listens to both sides because what like certain days I'm like, but no, I'm like, but would they really do that? You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, bro. Like, would they really do that? I've got to think about it after maybe talking to my dad or something. You know what I mean? And then, again, it's maybe sometimes it's too much thought, innit? That's why I say like the last 2 weeks, maybe, 2 weeks, I've just parked it, innit? I know what I believe now, innit? You know what I mean? Like, not...
Can I ask a question though? Can I ask a question? How dangerous do you think it would be if the whole country adopted your mentality?
I don't think it's dangerous at all.
Do you know at all?
No, I don't. That's why, bro. And I guess it's a point I wanted to make because we were talking about earlier on. So like, when man started looking into this and started like say voicing my opinion and that, there was a protest I found that was going on in London. You know what I mean? Maybe it was a month ago now. I think it was early September.
You've been reaching.
Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
So man went. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I went on my own. You know what I mean? No, same
Protest against
you know,
what,
man. Same with BOM. I went on my own. You know what I mean? Because at that point, man was kind of. I don't get twisted. What the BOM thing and the racist thing, 100%. We know this though, innit? We know this, but we know it's deeper than that. We know it's systematic. We know it's been fucking bred from time. And even look at education, like the amount of, I think it's petitions that said they wanted to teach actually the real, like, real history about, I think it was slavery or Black History Month. Fucking too right they should as well. You know what I mean? Too right, you should know who you fucking are. You know what I mean? And what your country, not who you are, but what essentially Britain, your country is so perfect and essentially is done throughout the world and in history, let's say. But they ain't gonna do that. They throw that out. You know what I mean?
I don't know why they do that.
Why do they do that?
Do you know what's fucked as well?
Why do they do that?
Alright, listen to how fucked this is, yeah? You see Germany and the Nazis and the World War, yeah? Because they owned it, does anyone really now associate them with the Nazis?
Just English football fans.
Yeah, exactly. That's true, isn't it? Because they owned it and they said, yeah, we were shithouses. Bro, Britain, we would never own up to what we did with
taking over the world.
Taking over the world and the whole Commonwealth.
We still got shit.
We're not that now. We're not that now.
Gloating about it.
But it was a different time. The world was let's take over, which is fine to say. These men are shook to just say like this is our history. We teach it in schools, bro. Why not? We were shit houses.
But this one thing I was talking about someone the other day because we were talking about is it Turing, the guy that broke the Enigma code. Sir Alan Turing.
I don't know.
Is it Sir Alan Turing? Yeah. Broke the Enigma code, right? And obviously
he was gay.
He was gay.
I do remember this. Yeah.
I didn't know he was gay until I watched them films that come out a couple years ago.
Oh yes,
when I was like over 21. But when
the Imitation Game.
But when you're in school, they're teaching you about, we broke the fucking Enigma code, this, that, the other. But they didn't go into the fact that he was gay and then he just got pardoned a couple years ago.
Yeah, but I think even
there's certain
that,
things that they don't teach us.
But even that,
they don't teach us. Like, why didn't they tell us?
Well, because it's like it's almost like to me, it's almost like a script laid out.
It's their history.
It's like this is what they're gonna learn. This is what they're gonna consume. It goes down to this thing about like almost like the spiritual thing.
I think it's also like just trying to. It's like I think it's because it's like children and they're just like right, what's nice for them to hear it. And
no, but that's where you're wrong, bro.
No, but they just show the nicest parts they can. They talk about. Not even the nicest parts, but they talk.
I don't know. You read Macbeth?
The only thing I've had at school.
You know the ones that are nice. Read Mice and Men.
You learn about slavery. You watch Roots in primary school. They bring in.
I didn't watch Roots. We didn't watch Roots.
Yeah, I did. We didn't watch Roots. No, it's one rule. And you learn about the you know who the Nazis are.
I learned about the Nazis and I learned about World War II, everything that we won, and then I learned about the Tudors and I learned about the ancient.
They made a song about King Henry and how he killed his wives.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
what bad things did you hear about? Did you know about England in primary school?
So
nothing, bro.
So exactly. So my thing is. So my thing is. Good. Your kids, right? What they're in? What are they even in infant school yet?
Yeah. So Logan's 4. He started.
What's that, reception?
Reception.
So by the time, let's say, by the time they reach secondary school, they're going to be talking about this in history, I guess, right?
What, this? I highly doubt it.
No, I think it will.
So
That's
the
your
thing
opinion.
is,
You know what I'm saying?
do you
Mine is,
think?
I highly doubt it.
Do you think
they
if
won't
they
want
do,
people to
let's say if
explore
they
this,
do,
you know,
is it going to be a teaching? They're going to have to talk about this.
The same way we randomly know about SARS and shit and make. Remember
Are they going to be
remember in secondary school we used to bust SARS like if someone used to cough, you got SARS. What do we know about SARS, blood?
I don't remember that.
Do you know, bro?
Yeah.
You got SARS, bro.
Yeah, because they just.
What do we know about SARS, bro?
Just happened after 9/11.
What's the one that was to do with animals? I remember that.
Foot and mouth.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Mad cow disease.
Mad cow. Yeah, I
So
remember
that's
that.
what I mean.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
obviously they're gonna
But I
be-
don't think see that. Even you know, I don't know the numbers, but I don't remember them. Did they teach that in school? Like, do they remind people of it?
No,
I remember.
I don't know.
I think because this is.
Where would they teach
touched
it?
everything.
Science? Like, where would you teach it? Science or
Finance,
sociology?
economy.
So I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe.
So, but will this be?
You could write a dissertation. You could write.
Yeah, but would it be a curb? Like,
will
would they be teaching you
This
just
might be
like?
like uni level, not high school.
You don't think so?
Unless it's history in like 30, 40 years.
But
Yeah.
and what I'm saying is, will it be something that they'll curb how they tell the people?
Of course, like
They're doing it
everything
now.
else,
But they're doing it. They're curbing what they tell the people
I
now.
think
Yeah.
it depends what
you know what I
happens
mean?
next, though.
No,
If
it
you look
doesn't.
at-
That
Even if you just say
there,
what's
that-
happened now.
That is my
because
that is my question.
If the world
because
changes a complete mad amount and goes completely different on a mad tangent now because of this has happened, then it'll be a history point where it's like this is what changed.
It
the
has
world.
to. It has
But
to.
then
Yeah,
if
it might
it
be.
does
But
go
then
back
that-
to normal, then
that-
they're going to be like, oh, this was just a mad.
But then that is my question.
Do you
So
think?
I
Do
feel like-
you think? So what do you think? Do you think we're going to go back to normal?
That's what I was
It's
going to say.
impossible.
We're going to be in this at least until next March. That's a year. No one was ever thinking.
And when we say
But when you say in this, what do you mean after?
Yeah,
we
what
could
do
just
you-
be
what do
like,
you say?
fine. Oh, there's no masks. There's no.
Like for
It's
you,
impossible.
man, now, like, do you man think like masks are gonna go away? Do you
Nah, I
masks
think
will
they're
go
here
away?
forever.
For some reason, I feel like they are.
I think it'll be optional, and a lot of people.
Yeah, it'll be
just
optional,
constantly
and a lot of
opt to
people
it.
will. It will
reckon
be
it'll be
optional.
optional?
I think it'll be optional.
There was a point where you couldn't be you couldn't just get on a train and have a fucking mask on. Everyone think you're gonna rob.
I think if you're doing,
If you're in a tracksuit or something, you have a mask on. It's like you're getting stopped by the.
yeah, and now it's the other way around. If you ain't got a mask, people looking at you like, in their chair, like,
all the way here.
What you just said,
train.
Elbo just said on his way here, he was like, buses ain't stopping for you if you ain't got a mask. So he said he put
He's
his
put his thing on.
Yeah.
thing up. If someone got on the thing looking like you, you'd be like, what's this idiot doing? Like,
exactly.
what?
But
What's
But
he
even
doing
now, I
that?
tried that. Where did I go the other day? I went to Marks and Spencer's. Yeah, I went to get some food. Walked in there, and then the lady goes, "You got a mask?" I was like, "Nah." And she was like, "Oh, can you just do that, please?" And I said, "You serious?" She's like, I might have mucked up the sound there. She's like, "Yeah, can you just do that, please? Put your t-shirt over." So I was like, "Cool." So I literally walked past, went boom, put it down. You know what I mean? And then a man walks around like, it's just like some people. It's mad,
think
innit?
it'll be
Because
optional.
shops are getting pressured in it, yeah, by councils, or you're going to get
Yeah,
fines
yeah,
in it
yeah,
to
yeah.
impose this.
Yeah.
But then you find like people, not even like me, people just don't. They don't see it as that serious. They're like, "Oh, you ain't got a mask." No problem,
But do
mate.
you,
know what I mean?
think like in the future your Glastonbury's, your full cinema,
We adapt, innit? Humans
your
can adapt.
operas,
It'll
your
change,
everything,
it'll
are they
change, bro.
coming back?
No, I think everything's going to change.
Yeah, I think it'll have to
I think,
change.
I
We'll have to
think,
adapt.
in my
It'll be
opinion,
a new normal, fam.
It looks like, to me, it looks like.
Yeah, no,
as
but
if
it's
you
true.
just
There
said
won't
that.
be the Glastonbury. You can't have 1 million people in one stage and shit like that. 100,000 people. You can't, bro.
No.
I
reckon it'll come down to this
It's mad to
vaccination
think
thing.
that every time I've ever been to a festival, I come
Or it might be just be a track and trace thing where you're
Yeah, but come on, what are you doing at the festival?
No, that's what I mean. I know.
You know what I mean?
I know
Like,
you're giving a lot of bad stuff.
you're getting
and
seshy. You
But
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying-
You're
I'm
coming
saying
away
there's
from the
still
festival
that,
ill.
Still that sort of like actual illness after it, not just.
I don't know. I've never. To be
You
fair, I
wouldn't
can't
know
even
because you
opinion.
know just been there
So
sober.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you get hungover and like come down here for 2 days and then you're still ill for like. another day.
Yeah, I know,
no,
because-
but what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying to
You know
you
what I mean?
is,
You actually-
Serotonin levels are down.
So
and
your
it's-
immune system's been fucked from whatever you've been doing, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't shit because you're all hugging up.
what I'm saying to all of you is, so are you saying all these massive events are done now?
No, what I'll say is that we will
Apart
adapt.
from the
they'll
ones that
find
make
a
money,
way.
like Premier League
No, listen,
football.
no, but they'll make a way. Like you can only buy a ticket if you can prove that you've got a test and you've got
Mad.
a negative test.
Come
It's
back-
actually very simple.
Yeah.
You can get around it.
It is very simple.
But I think it
Innit?
comes
It's
down to
very
this.
simple.
there's
Are
ways-
you
there's
man
certain
taking a
ways of
vaccine?
doing it,
If a
innit?
vaccine comes,
Vaccine,
are you man
no,
taking
no,
it?
Or
Not
this
touching,
this
no.
track and trace app where you come down to like you'll get marks of being a citizen as they do in China. You know what I mean? Like if you're green, you get certain allowances and da da da. And potentially it could go that way. That's my opinion. It could go because it is again. It's not conspiracy. This happens in China. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think they're even rolling out in Sweden, where Sweden, like we all know, should know, Sweden didn't have a lockdown. Sweden, you know what I'm saying?
And it's still on the list. You can still go there.
Mate, Sweden now. I literally was looking at the stats there on the break.
You can still go there.
Sweden are killing it. Like, bro, they've got low. When I talk about admissions, I don't talk about cases because man could go and take a test and say, yeah, that's a case. But that's bullshit, a case, bro. They send you home. If it's a deadly virus, bro, they send you home. How's that? How's that deadly, bro?
You somewhere.
How's it deadly, bro? They're sending you home, fam.
Yeah, how you getting
They're sending you home, bro. It's not deadly. Hospital admissions are low. Hospital admissions right now for influenza are more than COVID, blood.
Do you remember the video? Of the brother in the Excel thing, and he's like, yeah,
bro,
we're building Nightingale. The Nightingale, and he's like, bro, and it scared everyone. And he's like,
waste of space.
Bro, have you heard anything since that?
Waste of space.
They were like, we're prepared. Do you remember that video?
Empty.
He was in there, and he was like, yeah, there's like a place for dead bodies. There's hospitals there. No, it was fucked, bro.
Empty.
No, it was fucked.
Yeah.
Since then, and they done the big opening when they cut the ribbon and said, yeah, Nightingale open. I don't think one person's been in
bro,
there.
Like, alright, you know him. I won't say his name. He's a free runner, yeah. My man went there a couple
times. Say his name, we'll block it out.
No. I'll tell you after. Bro, he went there and exposed it bare times. Empty,
bro.
Empty. I remember even talking to a nurse, and she at that point she was defending it. She was like, "Oh no, I think they've closed it. I think they're closing it because they can't afford to keep it running." I'm like, just think about what you just said. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that just makes no sense at all.
Do you feel like the seriousness they're talking about this, there's exceptions for things that make money, so they're like football, they're trying to get people back into stadiums. Well, they're trying to get 60,000. Like,
no, but they're not really. They're not really.
No. They said no because they had to, but they were trying to get us back in on November the 1st.
And then no, because you forget, they know as much as we do, bro. I really think that they are clueless, of course. So they're trying to say, okay, numbers are going down. Okay, by October, November, we're gonna start to get football fans in. Numbers go up. They say no, you can't. Shit changes. Cool. They have to adapt the same way we do. If numbers go up or down, you have to say no, football fans ain't going back. And that's
fair enough.
They've wrongly targeted the wrong thing still now. So they've opened up universities and schools, and then cases have gone up. And then instead of being like, oh, we fucked up.
Let me show you something, Harry. I'm gonna send you this to put in the edit, and because you've definitely seen this.
Instead of doing that, they've shut down. They put a curfew on pubs and everything, and the hospitality sector's only responsible for 3%
Yes, exactly. Look, so if you can see here, bars and restaurants, which is closed, 3%.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So schools and colleges, 40%. The workplace, 19%. Care homes, 25%. What's the one thing that on this thing that has been closed or been given a curfew and shit?
Bars and restaurants, but then it's mad as well
because so that they can pass the blame onto us for going out.
But then as well,
they do that for everything. They do that for everything. They've even done it for Black Lives Matter. They put the blame onto everyone else.
And
say you need to start doing more.
But then that's what I'm saying as well.
And then like it's always humans police each other. No one's there. It goes back to Instagram thing I made time ago, man. I rate sheep. No one's there because sheep don't even police each other. They need the sheepdog. See us, man. Us, man, will police each other, bro. Man don't need a sheepdog. Man be like, oh, you're not wearing your mask. Oh, you're not doing that. Oh, that's more than 6. Oh, I'm gonna call the police. What, bruv? What has it come to, fam? Why are we policing each other? Go and live your life. I don't care what you do. No one's there. Do you suck hot? Do you do this? Do you do that?
If it's not hurting anyone, do it. Yeah, it's fine.
You can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. Man, any race, any sex. Do what you want.
That's how I see
like, don't start getting onto like, say, example, me or other people because man's not wearing a mask, bro. You know what I'm
saying is, even though I'm saying now, rule of 6, right? Like my thing again, money makers. You know that they're not letting anyone in the football stadiums, but like there's 22 men on the pitch. They're all touching each other.
Well, you're smart enough. It is different because they have doctors and they're getting tested daily or weekly.
But
professional footballers. Don't be silly, bro. That's different.
Bro. It's not.
How is their life different to us? They are in a bubble. They are so structured. They are going to training. They are getting tested.
When you're on a set and you're filming, you don't have to just have 6 people.
But so you know, it comes down to the money involved.
That's what I'm saying.
For that to be able to happen, the doctors, the
let me say something.
The money involved.
Do you know
what? Onto a set, just naturally on a set, we might have a fucking.
No, but it's not just
you
money.
You go to a football club, blood. They have a medical department.
Thank you.
So they have. It comes
down
to
everything about them.
They're privileged enough to have the
it's different.
The constant test
to make it go.
Everything. Even if they got the sniffles, even before coronavirus, they were getting tested in the MRI weekly. Their bodies are MOT daily. And the thing about the football thing, I reckon that was like a mental health thing. We are a country who love football. When the football came back, mentally, I can talk for myself anyway, yeah?
You were gassed.
Gassed, bro.
I thought it was dead.
Even now, but even though it didn't really change my life,
Yeah, that's only 'cause I was
I haven't even been
winning
linking. I haven't even been linking people to watch the football. I'm just at home, like
Just enjoying it.
enjoying it, bro.
yeah,
And I know that there is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of boys and girls and lads who are doing the same thing. So mentally for the country, I know that helps. So fuck money.
Agreed.
Do you agree with that?
Interaction on TV.
Bro, it's
Like,
100%.
you're looking at it a good way, but they definitely wanted to make their money. I don't
Yeah,
care.
but
They had
I get where
contracts
you're
to
coming from.
fulfill, bro. They had
Of course
contracts
they
to
did.
fulfill.
But I don't think, are they making money though? Well, I guess they're still making
Yeah,
like the
TV
broadcast
money.
money, TV
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
TV
yeah.
money.
The bigger clubs are making shitloads of money still. The smaller clubs are
They're
actually
fucked, right?
really badly affected by it.
They're even putting pressure on Premier
Yeah,
League
no.
clubs to try and help
help
out
them, yeah.
EFL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is mad, but
No, which is
other
silly,
things to
yeah,
make money,
well,
like
mad.
you showed me that pretty little thing, that dress, the dress with the mask.
Oh yeah. The show
No, but at the
yeah,
same time, what do you not expect?
It looks sexy.
No, but what do you
cultish. I
expect?
can't lie.
Wait,
I
let me
can't
ask you
lie.
something.
Like,
Let me ask
put
you
my
something.
opinion
What do you
aside.
expect companies and brands to do? Brother, if I owned a clothing brand, I'm making a bad boy mask.
Yeah,
and
of
you
course.
don't.
No,
People say,
no.
oh, you made money from it. I don't give a shit.
No,
Made
bro,
money from
it's
what?
it's a dress.
That's like
with a mask in the front, but we're just
that's
saying,
like a company who makes wheelchairs and saying, why are you making wheelchairs?
No, but we're
why
saying
you,
it's-
why you
it's-
probably
yeah.
give them out.
No, but
why are
that's
you making
more-
money from
I
it?
think yeah.
more of
yeah.
a cult sexy thing.
It doesn't matter, bro. We're going. You adapt as
Companies
humans,
like
as a
Ricky said,
business. You
companies
adapt.
are always going to do it. People are always going to have opinions on if it's morally right or wrong. But it's always going to happen. When you live in a capitalist
Yeah,
society, that man sees opportunity, man's going to make a
Yeah,
mask.
yeah,
Like I said, it was mad. So he showed me, it come up on screen, but yeah, the picture or whatever of like the chick. Was it a full outfit?
It's like a dress that's all one.
it's
and then
all
it
one,
goes
all
into-
one.
No, it's all in one.
Because I've
and
seen
they go-
chicks, this I was about to get on it, I've seen certain
it's
girls
one of them tight
like throwing up outfits.
Like
pictures.
sexy.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
like,
look, look.
it's yeah.
It's
Do
alright.
you know what I mean?
Oh, that is so. It's like the polo neck that all them Shoreditch man wear. You know the wedge. The wedge af man, innit? The wedge af man. Yeah, them wedge af man. And they got their polo neck, but the polo neck is a bit longer.
Yeah.
Looking like a female
But what
archer.
we were saying is
One's there.
that's people's, what you saying, like cult.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
Couple man are gonna be buying that for their chicks and saying, wear that in the bedroom tonight.
But I've seen girls. My point was that I've seen it a few times now. Girls with matching masks for their outfits. So like the girl had like, I think it was like a sparkly mask and then a sparkly outfit, and it's just mad for me. It's mad to see.
No, that's kinky.
Nah.
Because you're anti-mask.
That's a bit kinky.
You're into
So
that.
you're telling me,
Oh, it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
hold on, so good,
That's
you're
like them
telling
like
me.
anti-religious man, and they love like a girl who's dressed like
So
a.
you're telling me you're not gone out and seen someone do their outfit with their mask, and you're like, oh shit, that looks quite.
Bro,
sick.
everyone wears a mask. Like everyone, you lose your beauty. You lose your beauty in it. In
yeah,
my
covers
opinion.
up-
You do. You lose your beauty. You got a bunda. Okay, yeah.
So what he's saying
I think the opposite. I think
everyone's face is fucked though.
Yeah, but still, there might be someone might see some beauty in her, innit? So you know
that's
what I'm
beauty.
saying?
Nah, all you're seeing is
I'm
her
not-
eyes.
I'm not here to like fucking. If you're ugly, man thinks you're beautiful. No one's there, but someone will find you.
No one's
Someone will
ugly
love
in
you.
this world.
But
This one, you know.
it won't be me. I don't think.
You've never been to Preston, lad. You need to get a mask on.
But yeah, like you're killing your beauty. You're killing your ability to speak. You're killing your ability to like. It's literally. So what you're saying, yeah, back to your point, to breathe, even though, yeah, oxygen can come in, but don't, come on, like, you're limiting it.
Human reaction as well.
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
bro,
Limiting it.
I'm on a train, I'm like smiling at a kid, I'm thinking, this brother's not even see me smiling, G.
It must be limited.
The virus particles are smaller than the holes in a virus.
Particles must be as well. That's
Yeah, but you're limiting it, so like you're blocking it. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
but
but
we
must
know
be-
that. Yeah,
that's
but
what
we
I'm
know the
saying, you
masks
must
are
be
not through the
blocking it.
numbers. We
You
know the
must be
masks are
blocking
not blocking it because the numbers are rising. Where everyone's wearing masks. So if they're working, why are the cases rising?
I think the cases.
Everyone's wearing masks.
I think the cases are rising because they're testing more people now.
Yeah,
when we
That-
this
yeah,
first
yeah,
started,
I do that as well.
But when this first started,
But
I
then why we wear
thought I
masks?
had it, and then I couldn't get a test. Nothing happened, and I was just ill for 4 days, a bit shagged. Got out of bed. Oh, I'm alright again now. Quarantine for the. We was on quarantine anyway, so nothing happened. So I had to just stay home.
I know it's
for
a
4
good
days.
anyway.
I've got a mad theoretical one,
But
yeah.
then it's just like now everyone who gets a bit ill, they test them anyway, and then they're just like, oh yeah, you're
Cool, so get
positive or
tested
you're
for
not.
fun.
Alright, good. I've got a mad theoretical one, yeah. Let's just live in a fantasy world for a sec. Say if you could have a one-on-one conversation with someone high up in the British politics, yeah, and they actually said to you, yeah, bro, you're right. The masks don't actually work medically, but because mentally it makes the public feel
Psychological.
safer, and the anxiety levels will have been going through the roof. mental health has been going through the roof, suicide has been going through the roof. We want to get people just back to normal even through this horrible thing in order to, it's because it's so important rather than physically, like
Makes
mentally.
people feel safe.
What would you say to that?
What, if they said, right, this is why we put masks on, we bring masks in mandatory to make people feel safer.
To cut too short, yeah.
Me personally, I just can't see how it makes people feel safe.
It definitely does.
It might make them feel safe because, I get it about the virus, but then you talking about suicide and stuff like that. Like the suicide is about their life, bro, and they're oppressed. And about they can't go and, for example, see their friends, or they might have lost their job. You know what I mean? And you're indoors. Like, I feel it now.
If you wear a mask, you can. That's the whole point of it.
Well, if you wear a mask,
you can go see your friends. If you can wear a mask, you can go to a pub now. If you wear a mask, you can go to a restaurant. So it's like you can have your life.
That's what he means.
My point is, you're like,
but they haven't said that though. They haven't said why.
People can't deal with their life stopping. People can't deal with their life stopping. Work. Girlfriend who lives across London, that. People can't deal with it. So people's mental health has been terrible. People don't like being in their house for longer times. People don't like being bored. People, whatever.
100%, yeah.
So my point is just living in a theoretical world where we're agreeing with medically it doesn't do anything, but mentally, if we're like, we can get people back and not being anxious because people are going to be scared to go on a train, people are going to be scared to do this. Let's get people just like slowly.
Because even before masks, when Boris sent everyone back to work, I remember I was on the train that day, but I was coming up into Old Street. Flooded, fam, like normal. This is early on in lockdown.
The whole time is
flooded. This is early on in lockdown, bro.
Flooded.
And what I would come back to is being like, do mask work. See, what you're saying there is psychological, so it's not about health anymore. Exactly everything.
But I'm just saying, live in a theoretical world. Yeah.
Everything is suicide makes people feel better. It means that they can come out and see their friends. It means they can come and do this. It's not about health. It's about psychology. It's not. It's about psychology.
It's still mental.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about a virus health.
It's not about physical health.
It's not about health.
It's just about.
But they're not coming out and being like, right, you can wear masks so you will feel better. If they did, then I couldn't deny what you say. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't argue with it. But they're not coming out being like, we want people to wear masks.
They can't say that.
They're saying wear masks because
that's what I'm saying.
That's what they're saying.
He's saying like theoretically, if this is just a psychological ploy to make people feel like the safety measures in place, to make them feel okay, is that okay?
I can't. I'm not here to say if anything. So I'm not God, bro.
Is it morally alright?
So I'm not. I can give my opinion. But I'm not here to say that's okay.
That's the point, though. Like, would you think morally that would be a good thing for the government?
I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid because why wouldn't you come out and just be like, look, take the mask off. You can go out, be 2 distance like Sweden, who didn't have masks, who didn't have lockdown. Just use your common sense. Keep your 2 meters from everyone. So why? Like,
I think everyone.
That's my opinion.
Mask makes people feel anxious.
No,
thank you, bro.
I think it makes people feel safer.
Thank you, bro.
You see everyone covered up and looking like.
Thank you. I feel anxious now. I've only started feeling.
I think there's 2 sides to it. Yeah, I think there's 100% that, but I think we adapt quick and we'll get used to it.
At the end of the day, like,
are you used to it now?
I believe that 90% of people are only wearing masks because they're being told to, and it means they can carry on with their life. And them two
95%.
Them two things there have zero to do with your physical health, which this is all the virus is about.
So my thing is, I don't know if this is dumb or this is just me being stupid or trying to reach here. So, sex, right? We all wear condoms when we have sex.
Yeah, of course.
Medically, protect ourselves from sexually transmitted disease.
I'm Catholic, bro.
No, this is great.
But also,
this guy is great.
We've been told as well that we can get sexually transmitted disease through the mouth and stuff.
Yeah.
But then why? So let's say. Right, so if you're with a girl,
where this is going, but I mean,
so if you're with someone,
don't take the long way around this.
I'm just saying. All right, roll true. So you're with someone you don't know. You get brain off them, whatever. You won't wear a dom, but when you beat them, you wear a dom. But you know as well, you can still get a sexually transmitted disease through the mouth. But you're calm. So my point is,
I get your point.
Do you get my point?
Say it.
You're saying like, so we kind of all know, but again, we don't think about it really. We just go in, we do this thing certain times without a dom. Like, not saying just us, this is like men in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even women to a certain extent, because they're not being protected.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, man's bare protective, like I'm wearing masks, but certain man don't even dom up.
It's true.
And because they're like,
certain man don't even wash. You know,
they're taking the gamble.
Certain man that don't even wash, bro.
They're taking the gamble,
and their masks are dirty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, you're probably getting more germs from that mask than you would have with it off. You know what I mean?
Man, they're not brushing their teeth and putting on a mask.
Potentially, innit? We don't know, bro.
I know, blood.
I want to make a point, though, innit? Because it's something that I didn't say in it, yeah. It was like so for a while, like man was coming out on Insta and ranting in it and blah.
You
blah,
were
blah.
going in.
You reckon?
No, you were.
Have you lost friends?
I don't know if I've lost friends. I've gained followers. People I don't even like. No, anyone's there. That's like, this is a mad thing about humans, bro. It's a mad thing, bro. Like people are talking about what I'm saying, and then people I know but don't know. Like I know ish.
Yeah.
Follow me all of a sudden.
To go back to what Rick said earlier
okay.
when he asked you,
What?
there might be some people that have lost people because of Corona, and you're out here.
It's not mine.
Yeah.
That he
Potentially.
might be people he knows.
Oh, he knows. Okay.
Because I've been quite
yeah.
lucky. I don't even have a 3rd degree of separation that has even caught it. But you might, do you know what I mean?
Well, it's mad,
and
my
you're
sister-
out here just spitting your knowledge.
Yeah.
And like Rick said,
Wait,
is it a bit insensitive? Like,
Yeah, you can-
and
potentially.
have some people come up to you and be like, my nan, whatever,
Yeah, couple
and
people,
you're out
yeah.
here.
And then the same
how
sort of
have
response.
you felt about that?
Same sort of response, man. When it's like, I feel like maybe a couple times I've been aggressive in it, yeah. But I think like in every sort of like rant our man would do, I always want to let people know, like, yo, bro, I do truly come from a place of love. Like, man says this with love because I care about people's health, and I don't see this as healthy. I don't see this as being healthy. For whatever reasons, for whatever research man's done, whatever we spoke about, you know what I mean? So that's just how I see it, innit? Man, I care about people's health. If you can't believe that, then don't believe it, innit? It's not a big deal, bro. Man will still go smoke my zoot and carry on my day. But I care about people's health, if that's anyone's health. You know what I'm saying?
You just said no smoking.
But I smoke, bro. So you trying to out me.
So the only thing
he's
that
a hypocrite, bro. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm the healthiest guy. You know what I mean? There's things I do that are not great for my health, like smoking. You know what I mean? You got to be honest with yourself. You get me?
I'm just.
I can't be. That's why man's not an advocate or man's not on this cult following and man's not that. It's just my opinion, what I believe in. Man's not looking for no like us first them. You know what I mean? Like,
so you were gonna make a point. What point were you gonna make? If you can.
Oh yeah. So like for a while, like as I was like ranting on Insta and posting stuff, then I found out about the protest. Man, I almost thought I was on my own innit, in terms of like the way I see it, the way I think.
Right.
Because like for example, man would putting stuff up. I'm only getting negative replies. Maybe one or two you're getting like, yeah, positive. You know what I mean, replies. And then man went to the protest, innit, yeah? And bro, there's like, honestly, like man, I won't lie to you, man, there's like 35,000 people there.
I saw the video.
Bro, bags, bro. They wouldn't put it on the news, obviously, so you won't see like how many people were there. And man's talking to normal people, bro. Man's talking like, I remember like the thing that stood out to me the most was like this, he looked like a Fed. So he's next to me and I'm thinking, nah, this is definitely some Fed or something. And then I can't remember what he said, but we just started chatting. My man's like a 48-year-old. He's a dad, lives in Manchester. Come down from Manny on the train, all on his own. He's like in my house. He's like, he basically feels bare alone. He's like, I can't talk to anyone in my house. They think I'm mad. You know what I mean? He works. I can't remember that. He told me the name. I won't say it. High up in a sweet or sugar drink company.
Okay.
Got sacked. You know what I'm saying? Got told to cut because he's like in there. He's like basically it's all corrupt anyway. He's like, mate, you should see them out shucking sugar. They're putting in this, putting in that. Don't surprise any of us really, innit, when you like think about it, you know what I mean? The amount of sugar that's in products that our kids are eating and all of that. It's just the way the world is, bro. But yeah, and he was like, yeah, it's an out and out fucking disgrace. You know what I'm saying? Man was like, he felt like how I felt. No one's there, like felt how I felt. People to my right, feel alright. You know, I met this black guy, innit, yeah? It's mad. I met this black guy, I met this Somali girl, I was chilling with this Somali girl for time. I met this Arabian girl, with this Arabian girl for time. Bro, you think I'm mad? This girl's mad, not mad, but like, bro, this girl's talking to me about different realms and like different, all of this. She's like, people's eyes are so weird, but it's mad. It's like, bro, I can talk to anyone most time, innit? But it was nice. It was a nice feeling to know, you know what, like, whatever, everyone, like I was saying, it's all love. Man can think what they think. Man can have your opinion. Isolated. Yeah, I was like, you know what, like, it gave me more confidence. They'd be like, bro, just be you, innit? Just be you, do what you think. Just don't try to upset anyone. You know what I mean? That day there, I was like, you know what? Because that was, bro, I swear down, there was no violence. It was just all love. Yeah. It's like naughty scousers there. I'm talking a bag of naughty scousers.
Come down from Liverpool.
I mean? Yeah. And like, just better love. You know what I mean? So, no cause and no trouble.
So you're like, the people you've lost, like, I guess, not talking to you or arguing with you or whatnot, do you care or you just like...
Nah, I don't care, bro. Look, I'm at my age. I'm at that age anyway. I've got 2 kids. I ain't got time for if not someone don't want to talk to me, it's totally,
it's their business, not your business.
It's totally neutrally cool. You know, everyone's there like, there's no animosity, bro. You know what I mean? Like everyone has their own path. Like got shit to do, and everyone's there. Like man's trying to not think too much. What I was saying. Like if things happen, but don't get it twisted. Man processes it, and then boom, and we move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Time to wrap it up, bro.
Gonna wrap it up, bro.
What's your final thoughts on it?
Well, I think we all agree. Like,
No, we don't.
we agree.
You know what?
We don't agree.
I love this guy.
You know what? I'm gonna give every man a little
Round
30-second roundup and say what they feel. I think we just all need to do what we need to do to sort of protect each other. But let's just have our fucking lives back. You know what I mean? It is what it is at the end of the day. You go wash your hands, wear a mask if you have to, but I'm over it. Just let us do our thing, like.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I've been quite active. You man know me. You man know I'm out all the time. I've been going to my bars. I've been having parties in the park. I've been doing this.
You're
that.
baiting yourself up so bad.
Baiting myself
you're not
up,
letting it affect you.
guess
You're trying
what?
to get-
I'm still negative for feeling shit after getting on it for 3 days straight.
amount
and
of
thinking,
people,
fuck,
yeah,
I've got
again, I'm not
corona.
gonna
It's like,
harm
no,
up.
you've been sniffing for 3 days.
Bro,
That's why
you've
your
been on
nose is
sessions
like
for like for 3-4 days.
And even outside of that-
coming back from somewhere going, oh man, I feel so poorly. I'm gonna go get a test. It's like, bro, Matt, come on, man.
You've been bang on it
This
for
is-
3
this has been
days.
my
I've seen your Insta stories.
Yeah, bro.
I think there is coronavirus. I think.
Yeah, there is.
I think.
there is. But let us.
Are you gonna let me do?
I'm sorry.
These things, how many can you do?
I think there is coronavirus. I think I think we've been lied to bare. I think there's more questions than answers. I think there've been some stupid decisions. I think there is some sort of oppression thing going on. I think there is a change that they want, whether it's like a cashless society or something that will come. I do not want to wear a mask. I do not want to do all of this shit. But if I can crack on and live my life, and like I said, if I'm saving a granny by 0.1% because I'm wearing a mask, if one little particle doesn't come out, I'll wear a mask, and that's it.
Elbow.
Yeah, I'll wear a mask, but fuck Boris Johnson and open it.
Take back control of your life, innit? Like, you control your life, innit? Don't, just take back control of your life. Look after your health, drink enough water, and essentially you should be healthy. But yeah, educate yourself. Take back control of the information you want to receive. You know, them ones there, like, there's so much censorship on Insta, on Facebook, on YouTube. There's, like, they essentially control what they do. Again, this is not conspiracy, this is facts. They control what you receive as information, and we can only have a perception of the information we have perceived. You know what I mean? That creates the perception man has. So go and read books as well, blood. Get kids off iPads. Fuck's sake, that pisses me off. And that's about it, man.
Boom.
Look after yourself.
Stand Up
Love.
Podcast. Subscribe.
None of that. Just
None of that.